Good afternoon, everybody. Today I thought I would sing for you an old ballad, an old street ballad, I suppose you could call it. It was taught to me many years ago when I was only, say, a lad of 10 or maybe 12. And it was taught to me by Jimmy Malone. Now, Jimmy Malone was a well-known character. He was an Avon man. He was proprietor of Malone's Garage and Trim. Malone's Garage and Trim stood on the site that is now just Lenihan's/Griffin's Pub car park. That was the site of Malone's Garage and Trim. And Jimmy was the proprietor, cousin of my mum's, and he was a member of Navan Pioneer Players. Now, some of you mightn't know that pioneers, most of us come out of school as pioneers. We wore a pledge not to take alcoholic drink until we were, I forget, was it 21 or 25 or something like that? It was known as our confirmation pledge. And some people went on and wore the pin right through their lives. And so many of them were in Navan that they were able to form a dramatic society confined to pioneers. That was people who didn't take alcoholic drink. Navan Pioneer Players. And Jimmy was one of those. He had several medals for acting. He was well accomplished. And but anyway, this was a ballad taught to me by Jimmy. And I know that Frank Hart, the Dublin balladeer, ballad collector and singer, has a version of it, a slightly different version, but it's the same song. And there are one or two slightly different versions of it as well. God, it's true that the women are worse than the men. Now, please, don't be offended. If you want to offend me back, that's quite all right with me. Now, there was an old man from Kellybourne's Braes, rightful tiddy folly. There was an old man from Kellybourne's Braes, and he had a wife was the plague of his days, with your rightful lol, tiddy for lol, so the divil he came to the man with the plough, rightful tiddy folly. The divil he came to the man with the plough, saying, "I've come for your wife and I'm taking her now, with your rightful lol, tiddy for lol, so the divil he hoisted her up on his back, rightful tiddy folly. The divil he hoisted her up on his back, and landed at hell's all door with a crack, with your rightful lol, tiddy for lol, There were two little divils a-playing with chains, rightful tiddy folly. There were two little divils a-playing with chains. They said, "Take her away or she'll knock out our brains, with your rightful lol, tiddy for lol, There were two of the divils a-playing with the ball, rightful tiddy folly. There were two of the divils a-playing with the ball. They said, "Take her away or she'll murder us all, with your rightful lol, tiddy for lol, So the divil he hoisted her up on his back, rightful tiddy folly. The divil he hoisted her up on his back, and landed back to the old fellow, hurried the pack, with your rightful lol, tiddy for lol, Said he, "Me good man, here's your wife safe and well, rightful tiddy folly." Said he, "Me good man, here's your wife safe and well, for she wouldn't be kept, not even in hell, with your rightful lol, tiddy for lol, There were 7 years going and 9 coming back, rightful tiddy folly. There were 7 years going and 9 coming back, yet she asked for the scrape and she left in the pot, with your rightful lol, tiddy for lol, So it's true that the women are worse than the men, rightful tiddy folly. It's true that the women are worse than the men, When they went into hell and were flung out again with your rightful all, dutiful all, for the all day.
I recently visited the Seamus Heaney home place in Balahi, Derry, to attend a commemoration of 10 years since he died on the 30th of August 2013. I also visited his grave, and beside it is the grave of other family members, including his brother Christopher, who died in a car accident. I remember the first time I heard Seamus Heaney, or heard about him, was when he read his poem Midterm Break, about the death, on the Late Late Show in the 60s as part of a young Irish poets slot. Midterm Break by Seamus Heaney. I sat all morning in the college sick bay, counting bells knelling classes to a close. At 2 o'clock, our neighbours drove me home. In the porch, I met my father crying. He had always taken funerals in his stride, and big Jim Evans saying it was a hard blow. The baby cooed and laughed and rocked the pram when I came in, and I was embarrassed by old men standing up to shake my hand and tell me they were sorry for my trouble. Whispers informed strangers I was the eldest, away at school, as my mother held my hand in hers and coughed out angry, tearless sighs. At 10 o'clock, the ambulance arrived with the corpse, staunched and bandaged by the nurses. Next morning, I went up into the room. Snowdrops and candles soothed the bedside. I saw him for the first time in 6 weeks, paler now, wearing a poppy bruise on his left temple. He lay in the 4-foot box as in his cot. No gaudy scars, the bumper knocked him clear. A 4-foot box, a foot for every year.
Wise men say only fools rush in, so I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling
Hello folks, my name is Noel V. Ginnity. I'm the world's cleanest Irish comedian, and I'm sitting here on the edge of my town of Kells in the county of Meath, and I'm sitting on the very famous historic Celtic Cross that was erected in 1893, not very far from here. And I hope you enjoyed the few stories I'm going to tell you, because some of them are actually older than this Celtic Cross. I came in here first with long hair, then short hair, now no hair. I'm old enough to remember Elvis Presley when he was alive the first time. But I tell you, you know you're getting old these days when you wake up one morning and your toes outnumber your teeth. And you know you're getting old when you watch Crime Watch instead of Baywatch. And you definitely know you're getting old when you wake up one morning and you have a 50-year-old bald-headed son. And you know you're getting old when your family start talking about you in front of you. And then as you get older, you know the difference between a house and a home. A home is where they're going to put you when they get you out of the house. And you know you're getting old when you go out on a Saturday night to paint the town red and you're back home in bed before the paint is dry. And Casey said to Murphy, he says, "What do you know about euthanasia?" Murphy said, "They're just as bad as the youth in Ireland." Euthanasia, Mr. Casey said to Murphy, "What's the difference between in-laws and outlaws?" And Murphy said, "Well, outlaws are wanted." And did you ever notice, ladies and gentlemen, did you ever notice why is it that people who snore always get to sleep first? And why is it when there's a knock at your door, why does the dog always think it's for him? And Casey and Murphy, this is the best of stuff, missus, isn't it? Casey and Murphy were going off to Italy for a bit of a vacation, and when they arrive at the airport, they discover that they're now on different flights, and this causes a huge problem because they don't know where they're going to meet up when they arrive in Italy. And Murphy is shouting over at Casey, "Where will I see you?" Casey says, "I'll meet you in Rome." And Murphy says, "Whereabouts in Rome?" Casey says, "I'll see you in the Vatican." And Murphy says, "Will you be in the bar or the lounge?" But he thought he'd like to go to Spain on his holidays, Murphy. He thought he'd like to go to Spain for a bit of a vacation. And he's discussing it with Casey. He says, "I'd love to go to Spain on my holidays," he said, "but he said, I can't speak the language." He says, "So I feel I can't go." And Casey says to him, "You'll have no trouble in Spain with the language," he says, "as long as you speak slowly." He says, "Just speak slowly," he says, "you won't have any problem." So he went to Spain on his holidays, and he's in the bar the first evening. And he said to the barman, he says, "Could I have a pint of Guinness, please, and a glass of red wine?" The barman says, "You want a pint of Guinness and a glass of red wine." Murphy says, yes, please. So he gets the drink and then he gets to thinking. And he said to the barman, he says, where are you from? The barman says, I'm from Ireland. And Murphy says, why are we speaking Spanish?
Knowledge. If you buy him a small whisky, he will instruct you how to pit potatoes, tell you how deep the trench should be, how thick the stalk and clay coverlet, to keep them safe against frost and rats, until first earlies glimmer in a May dig. He refuses to inflict this information on his children or grandchildren, allows them amass their own redundant expertises. The care of lawns, the pruning of floribunda roses, how to coax another month from a knackered engine.
And now the purple dusk of twilight time steals across the meadows of my heart. High up in the sky, the little stars climb, always reminding me that we're apart. You wander down the lane and far away, leaving me a song that will not die. Love is now the stardust of yesterday, the music of the years gone by. Sometimes I wonder how I spend a lonely night, dreaming of a song, the melody haunts my reverie, and I am once again with you. When our love was new, and each kiss an inspiration, but that was long ago. Now my consolation is in the stardust of a song. Beside the garden wall, when stars were bright, you were in my arms. The nightingale tells his fairy tale of paradise where roses grew. Though I dream in vain, in my heart it will remain. My stardust melody, a memory of love's refrain. Beside the garden wall, when stars are bright, in my arms, the nightingale tells his fairy tale of paradise where roses grew. Though I dream in vain, in my heart it will remain. My stardust melody, a melody of love's refrain.
Yes, my dearest Nancy.